recently, people have been talking about storytelling and about American Indian storytelling. And I was thinking, and everything we did seemed like it was telling stories. Because when you'd, for example, my Aunt Dorothy Ramon, when I would come to visit, she'd say, "Hiti Mohaka, what do you have to tell?" And I'd keep thinking, all sorts of things to talk about. And I guess that's how, without the newspaper or the written word, we depended on what people would tell us. The news from the family, from the individual, about the world, or whatever. And also, some cultures have strict time element as part of that. That is, not to tell stories in the summer, or proper time would be in the winter when people, I guess, had time to sit around and talk, whatever reason. But we just depend on how a person relates to another, and there are stories, I was thinking that. Well, I was asked specifically about Isamata Idlewild Arts that was founded by the Crones, Max Crone and B. Crone, and stories related to that. And I left out some of my experiences at Idlewild Arts, and I think I'll mention them now. One was, I went to play in the band during the high school band week. And on weekends, Meredith Wilson came up, and he was guest conductor for the band. And he would tell stories. That he was featured speaker in the evenings, and he would talk about his experiences. And he mentioned that Sousa, when he put his music out, that is, it might have been Stars and Stripes, I don't know which march it was he was talking about, but Sousa had all of the musical markings, reversed, so that when people played, other bands, competing bands, I guess, played the music, it didn't sound quite like Sousa's band. And that was stories like that where he would tell, and had captured all the listeners very easily. And then another famous person later, in the summer times, they would have different programs for adults, and one was during the 50s, the folk music, and crowds of people would come on weekends, and they'd have hoots. They called them hoot nannies. And on a Sunday afternoon, it was featured a Saturday night around a campfire, but Sunday afternoons was relaxing in the weekend. And at this one time, Seeger, after announcing some participant who was singing some song, could have been from Norway or anywhere. There were all sorts of interests in foreign music. Well, Seeger came over to me, and I was enjoying the concert. I didn't sing or play the guitar or anything, and I was leaning against that nice rock that where everybody congregates in Bowman. And he said, "Do you know any Indian songs?" And I said, I said, no, I don't. And I thought about that later. I could have sung a lullaby, but I wasn't prepared to do anything like that. And I've had incidents where people would ask about our music, and I couldn't come forth with any examples that they would use in some way. And so I was embarrassed into finding out about my own culture. Just to say that I hadn't been doing that up until starting college, and that's relatively late in one's life at the time, and so that was very important in my life, those experiences, and so I just like to share that with you at this time. Thank you.